Okay, let's work on some brushing technique and more importantly how to use the Wacom. This is just a general overview and from my point of view and how I use the Wacom tablet and set it up. Uh, I'm presuming you have it already set up. You've gone through the exercises of setting up your tool, so we won't go there. We're going to work on this image and convert it to this one using brushing techniques. Basically brush and the what I call the elliptical or the radial tool here. So let's get started here. The first thing about the Wacom tablet is, and I can't show you the pen tool on the tablet, but don't touch the tablet to start with. If you want to move someplace, unlike the mouse, you don't drag it across the tablet itself. You just simply move to that location and then begin working. So you don't have to touch the tablet, you don't have to drag it across. That's the beauty of it. It'll seek out the correct area by itself. You just move to that location. Like if we wanted to do something with this light up here, and we would just move to there. Okay, so let's start here. So we're in Photoshop now. We want to go to Adobe Camera Raw. So come all the way up here to Filter, click into Adobe Camera Raw. And now, as you see up in the very top here, Adobe Camera Raw, and this tutorial is called a brushing example. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to lower the exposure. I want to work off of, like the original ends up to be dark, so we're going to make this one dark, and then we're going to add brush strokes to add the light that we want to on the image. All right, so we're dark. Let's go up here to the brush, because that's what we're going to work in. Click on the brush, move your tool over. Move your tool over to exposure all the way over to the right here, and let's move that exposure up. Contrast and highlights, shadows up a little bit. A little bit of clarity, and we're ready to go. Now, then use your bracket keys to enlarge your circle of your brush, the tool, and then just start brushing, and literally brush it like you would a paintbrush. Don't hold it down and smear it across. Brush it, stroke it. If some areas like this are getting dark or too light, you can come up to exposure here and drop it down. But notice this is a global effect, so it's going to adjust all of these. So the other way, if you want to eliminate what you just did here without altering this area here, just use your Command Z and back stroke it once here. So let's go to a new brush up here on the top. We're going to reset our exposure because we don't want it real bright here. We just want some light to fall on it. That's it. Okay. Now, the wall up in here, the same thing. Let's go to new brush and a little bit, and then just stroke it. We come over here and do the same thing. Wish the sign was facing the other way. Okay, we'll highlight the sidewalk. Let's add a new brush. Now we're going to do something with the doorway here. We can go ahead and use the brush just like we did, or we could use the radial filter up here in the left corner as one of our tools. Let's try that. So we're going to set the exposure up a little bit. Let's add a little bit of yellow. Start in the middle of this doorway, for example. Pull it down. Then you can move it so it fits that doorway. It's also increased shadows. When you're doing doors and windows, you want that shadows up because it enables you to see what's going on inside that area. There we go. Now this one too. Let's add some red to this, some magenta, and a little yellow. What would look like green? I don't like it green. Okay, and we'll do the same over here. There we go. Now, notice this one is green. This means this particular piece of use of this tool is live. If we want to alter it, edit something, come over to like this one here, click on the dot to make it live so it turns green. Then you can come up and make your edits. You can add your exposures or any number of different things. All right. Good. So now we've got those. We'll do one more, or yeah, we'll do one more. No, we'll do some more. Grab the brush. We're going to come up in here a little bit more. Bring this down. And we can go back and do the drop it down just a little bit. We want to kind of like sunlight reflections on it. Make your brush smaller, and we'll do the flags. You're brushing across, that's it. Now, let's light the lights. Fantastic. Come up here to the radial tool. Add a little there, an exposure. Then start in the middle of the object, like we do in the doorway, and pull it down, and then over, and voila. There we go. We'll do the same over here. Okay? Okay, we're going to switch it back to Photoshop. There it is. And let's go to the final version here that I've done. And we're pretty close. It just needs a little more brightness to it overall. And we can do that by coming down here. Let's add more brightness this way. We use the brightness tool, and that's right down here. It came up. There we go. We'll do one more. Come down to the eyeball, click on that, and open up levels. This is my secret little medicine here. There's levels up there. It's levels 1. And here it is down here. I'm going to add a little contrast. So remember, when you're using levels, you got a dark slider here that makes it real dark. We're going to use the middle, just add a little darkness, and then punch up the brightness with the right slider. And that's it. So we're a little closer now to the other version of that. So with that, we're going to save it. And you go to File, Save As, and so forth. So let's see how you do with this. Get back to me as soon as you finish it, and with whatever problems you have too. Okay, good luck.